So how hard is it to manage your sprinkler system manually with one of those old style controllers that usually lives in your garage? But then you've got to, if you want to do any changes to it, you set the timer and then run out. You turn it on, you run out and try to figure out where the water's running. And then you have to run back to your garage and set the next one and then go out and check it. That can be a hassle. That's one of the things that I love about smart sprinkler timers that you can control from your cell phone so that you don't have to worry about it. You can just walk around your yard, turn on a zone, see what it's doing. But they also have other benefits. They will control your water, suggest a rainwater delay, sprinkler delay, and sometimes do it automatically. Well, there's a company called ImoLaza that has sent me one of their sprinkler timers to install and review for you. So that's what I'm doing now. So this is the sprinkler timer. It's from company ImoLaza. One of the interesting things is real-time evapotranspiration master. Now, I've heard that term evapotranspiration. That's basically the term that refers to the evaporation of water out of your lawn, which is basically what you have to replace when you are watering your lawn all the time. And so if you can know how much water is being evaporated and how much you need to replace, then you can make sure that your lawn is getting the water that it needs. So I am at a friend's house who is a single mother who has MS, and so managing the lawn is something that is a challenge for her. And one of the things, one of the things that I'm hoping to accomplish by installing the sprinkler at her house is to just, relieve one of those burdens of having to come out and manage the lawn, understand how the timer works. I'll show you what kind of timer she has. I think it's the timer that was installed when this house was originally built, which it was probably originally built in the late 90s, maybe early 2000s. And so, it's just kind of one of those old manual dial timers. It looks like it has 16 zones, which is good because this is the timer that ImoLaza sent me, has 16 zones that I can set up. And so I'll show you the process of installing it, replacing the existing sprinkler timer, and getting it set up and getting the lawn started watering. So here we go. Before I get started here, I wanted to show you what's in the box here. So you can see that there's an app for the Apple App Store and then Google Play also, and it has Wi-Fi, a 2.4 gigahertz signal. So here's the packaging, and one thing that I do like, because they expect you to be replacing an existing timer, is it has these labels that you can put on the wires so that you know the wires that you're taking off, so that you can put them back in the same locations on this new timer. So that's a nice touch. Here's the user manual, wiring diagram that was covered in the user manual, but this is the 16 zone one, so there's 16 terminals. They give you a mounting template so you can pre-drill holes if you need to anchor it. So here is the timer. Now this is not hardened for external installation, and so if you have an external sprinkler timer like I do, you'll need to have an enclosure for it. And so here is the timer, and this does have a cover that comes off. Here are the terminals and the settings and everything. And also here's some indicator lights to show you which zone is watering at any given time. And there's also some manual controls. So if you want to be able to control it manually, you can start it, and then this will advance or move the zones backwards or forwards, which ones that you are running. So there is that, and then also the power plug and some mounting hardware, and gives a little screwdriver in the bottom there, I can see, so that might come in handy for the terminal installation. So there we go. All right, now this is where her sprinkler timers are, and so I'm going to show you what the current setup is and talk you through the installation process. Now what we have here are two Orbit timers. This one has 12 zones in it. You can see 1 through 12 right there. And then this one, 1 through 4 in this one. So a 12 zone timer and a 4 zone timer. We'll be able to combine both of these into one timer for this. And actually, let's take a look at this. You know, people have a hard time. One of the jokes from in the 80s and 90s was with VCRs, people with the time flashing, you know, not knowing how to set their VCRs. I really think that these are very similar to that. They're kind of this weird combination of turning this to the right setting. Is it in the right spot? Is this running? Is it not? You know, setting the programs, and then you've got the hassle of having to run out into the lawn to, you know, wherever, it could be on the total other side of the house, to make sure that the sprinkler is running, and then you got to run back in here to, you know, make any changes that you need to make or turn it off so you can set the next one. Big hassle. So it'll be great to get these out of here and move on. So this white wire is the common wire, and this is the wire that goes, you know, that receives the signal or the electricity back from each of the sprinkler valves that each of these is going to. And so there's a common in each box, and so the new timer has 2 common spots, so I'll be able to put both of them into one. And then each one of these is for a zone. Luckily, ImoLaza sends those stickers, and so what I'm going to do first is I'm going to wrap the stickers around each one of these wire ends so that I know which zone is which, so that when I put them back in the new timer, I'll be able to get them all in the right spot. So this is the sticker sheet that comes with it. They have stickers numbered 1 through 16 for each of the zones, so I'm going to stick those on each of the wires so I can remember which goes where. And then there are also stickers if you have like a sprinkler or water sensors around your house, so that you can determine how much water has fallen recently, or, you know, it'll track the rainfall, and so it'll determine how much water you need to put on your lawn. It'll adjust that for you. And also there is an M label in here that would be for a master valve. It is now the last day of May, and she hasn't run her sprinklers yet. And you may have seen a little bit, but I'll show some more. Her grass is really dry. There hasn't really been a whole lot of rain in these last couple of weeks here, and so it's dry. There we go. So they're all labeled, and so now I don't know why I needed to close that up. Now I am going to take this off. Okay, so let's see what's going to happen when I take this screw off. There is it just hooks. Oh yeah, it's just pull up this little lever thing while you pull down on the wire, and it pops right out. Yeah, I definitely should have pulled these wires off before I took it off the wall. Oh well. So here's the timer, so it'll go right about here, and I think I can just use this existing screw and slot it up through this little keyhole thing here. So let me give that a try and see if it works. All right, let's level this baby. All right, so now time to wire this baby up. Now this did come with this little screwdriver here, which is kind of nice. So here are the 2 commons, and then here's 1 through 16. And so those are the ones that I'm going to be wiring up. I think they shipped them closed. There we go. That's on there. So these they come tightened down. So you gotta loosen it up, put the thing in, and then tighten it. Hopefully I didn't flip the sticker for 6 and 9 around. That would mess things up, wouldn't it? And 16. Very awesome. Now for the power cable. This is the block that it comes with. Right, it plugs right in the middle here. And this is the cover. There we go. Much better setup. So now let's see if we can get it up and running. All right, so now I'm just going to run through the setup process for this. I'm just going by the handy dandy manual here. There's a page with QR codes for you to download the app. I'm running an iPhone, but my friend is running a Samsung, so she'll have to do the other type of app. Okay, so now what you do is you tap on this zone setup, and now if the zone is inactive, you just tap to disable it, but then you hit next. And then to find out where the zone is, you've got to tap this test zone button on the bottom. And then this will allow you to run the zone for a certain amount of time. So I'm just going to tap this test button in the middle here. And I know that this zone is this one right here. And so now you can see that this zone has come on, and these are spraying. And I can see that they are not pointed. One of them is not pointed in the right direction. That's one of the nice things about having this type of a sprinkler setup, is that you can just be out in the yard and see that these things aren't working. All right, so I got the zone set up. So now I'm going to go through the process of setting up the schedule. The home screen for a second. Now that I got this all set up, it's giving the current temperature in the area and everything. And then the schedule, all of the zones. Now when I set up the zones, it allowed me to name each zone and take a picture, which was convenient. So we have some of these disabled zones down here. The reason that they're disabled is that when I was setting up her zones, when I was testing them, nothing was happening. I assume that these are zones that have a faulty valve or something like that. So that'll take some extra work to figure out where those valves are and which ones. So I might need to replace some of the valves in her yard. But these are all the ones that were working, which is good because the primary focus is the front yard at her house. So that'll be good. Her backyard needs a lot of work anyway. And I think that's where all of the ones that weren't working are located. But now I've got to go over to the schedules and set up a schedule. So let's see what the setting up the schedule process is like. So next, set up a schedule, new grass schedule, fixed schedule. Okay, so a new grass schedule, that's convenient because if you're putting in new grass, maybe it'll automatically give you that schedule. That would be nice. The fixed schedule is what I'm looking for. Probably more flexible start times and watering interval runs based on preset water. ET Smart Schedule. Evapotranspiration, I think is what ET stands for. Integrates the most powerful intelligent weather model and the most advanced ET evapotranspiration algorithm decision model, automatically generates watering duration and intelligently adjusts watering frequency and weather season and climate changes. Most best for mature lawns, ensure healthy lawn growth while maximizing water, designed for water conservation enthusiasts. I'm not really one of those. I know that we live in a desert climate, but I'm not a water conservation enthusiast. I like my grass to be green. I think I'm going to go with the fixed schedule, even though the ET Smart Schedule might be nice, especially because it'll adjust it for her, for my friend who probably won't be wanting to spend too much time in the yard adjusting with the app to water it more in July and August, for example. But let's see what the fixed schedule gives us, because I'm sure it's going to, I'm going to select all of the zones that are active, next, and it's going to ask me if I want to, for each zone, how long each one wants to water. Okay, so when I load this up, the default was 5 minutes each zone, and I want to set all of these to 30 minutes each zone. Now, a quick way to do this is you can see up here at the top, the total watering time, it says 55 minutes. If I hit this plus up here, then you can see that all of these times are changing down below, and it's all incrementing. So I can add all of these up to, 30 minutes. That's what I want all of these to go, because I haven't measured the watering. I haven't measured how much water is being put out by her sprinklers, and so I don't have a good way to accurately run this. So just to start out with, I'm just going to do 30 minutes a zone, and then I can go back and fine tune it later. But let's say, you know, if I find out that this north front yard zone, for example, right here, has needs a little more time, then I can come in here and set this one to some additional time. You know, now that I've got all of these set to 30, I could set one to 40, or I can set it to less. But I'm going to set this back to 30 because I want them all running at 30 for now. And then that way, I'll be able to come back when I go back over and test some of the output of her sprinklers. I'll be able to make the adjustments there. All right, so confirm sequence. I don't need to, I don't care which order these water in. All right, so how would you like to add smart cycles? Smart cycles help prevent runoff by breaking the watering time, allowing water to soak in soil before adding more. That's nice. Smart cycle and soak, sure. There we go. Next. Now rain skip. Okay, it's going to give me a threshold of what we want to skip if it's going to, like if it's raining more than, a little more than a half an inch, are we going to skip that watering? I'm going to say, sure. Yeah, I don't think it's going to rain that much in the near future. Skip, yes. Wind skip, no. I'm not going to skip it if the wind is blowing. Which days would you like to water? Every day, specific days, odd days. It's getting into the hot season now, so I'm going to have it water odd days. What is the date today? Today is the 31st, so tomorrow will be the 1st, and I do want it to run tomorrow, so I'm going to say yes. Now, start date today, end date never. Good. End before sunrise, end before specific time. Yes, you want to end it before the sunrise so that you're not, you know, it's not in the warmth of the day, that it's getting the optimized amount of water on the lawn. So I'm going to say end before sunrise. That'll just mean it'll calculate the start time based on how long each one of the zones are running. And then I'm just going to name this zone normal watering. Yeah, that's not very creative, but well. All right, finish. There we go. So there is the schedule. It should start tomorrow. It's going to take 5 hours and 30 minutes for it to run through all of the cycles. The water is set up. It should start running tomorrow, probably in the middle of the night before sunrise, so that it'll get all the water going, and we'll see how it goes. Hopefully this will be a good solution for her and she won't have to worry about it other than just turning it on and off at the beginning and end of the year. So if you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments, and thank you again to ImoLaza for providing me this sprinkler timer to install and test out. I think it was a good experience. I think seems like a good product. It was easy to install and pretty easy to set up too. So that's nice. It's not as complicated as I think it could have been. If you are interested in acquiring one of these ImoLaza smart sprinkler timers for yourselves, I'll have links in the description where you can buy them off of Amazon. They have a couple of different options. This is 16 zone 1, which is what I just installed, and they also have an 8 zone 1 at least. I'm not sure if they have any other options. If they do, I'll put links to those in the description as well. And if you would like to know how to measure how much water your sprinklers are putting out, and then how to gauge how much water you need to put down on your lawn throughout the year based on that information, I made a video about that you can watch right here that'll walk you through the process of measuring the water and also calculating based on the temperature, how much water you should be putting on each time you water your lawn. So check that out, and I will see you next time.